Why do humans keep doing dumb things? Seriously, think about it. We jump from roofs, spill coffee on brand new laptops, and touch a hot stove even after someone just said, "Don't touch that." You'd think evolution would have ironed out these wrinkles by now, right? But nope. Here we are, still tripping over flat floors, walking into glass doors, and yes, even texting our ex at 3 a.m. every single time. It's like our brains missed the memo on common sense. Welcome, my friends, to the science of stupidity, where logic frequently takes a very long vacation, and common sense is just uncommon. We're diving deep into the hilarious and sometimes head-scratching reasons why we humans are, well, just a little bit silly. Now let's talk about that squishy thing in your skull. Your brain is kind of like an old computer with way too many tabs open, all battling for attention. One part is screaming, "Safety first, let's be smart." Another part is whispering, "But wouldn't this be fun? Just a little bit?" And then there's that third part, the loudest one, yelling, "Do it for the memes! Think of the story!" It's a constant internal wrestling match. You see, the prefrontal cortex, that's your decision-making boss, the adult in the room, tries its best to keep things sensible. But then there's the limbic system, that emotional, impulsive teenager of your brain that just shouts, "Come on, what's the worst that could happen?" That, my friends, is precisely how you end up trying to microwave a metal fork, or attempting to juggle flaming torches, or confidently asserting you can assemble IKEA furniture without looking at the instructions. It's a chaotic symphony of impulses and intentions, often leading to some truly memorable, albeit questionable, life choices. And speaking of those questionable choices, let's talk about the dopamine trap. Every single time you do something risky, exciting, or just plain wild, your brain throws a little party and releases dopamine, the ultimate feel-good chemical. It's like a cosmic like button in your head, instantly rewarding you for your antics. You jump, you scream, you laugh, you nail that questionable TikTok challenge. Boom! Instant dopamine rush. That's why people keep skydiving out of perfectly good airplanes, oversharing their entire life story on the internet, or inexplicably deciding to eat super spicy noodles at 3 a.m. We're all just little dopamine seekers, constantly chasing our next tiny brain high, pushing boundaries for that sweet, sweet hit. It's an internal feedback loop that says, "Hey, that was fun, let's do it again." Even when it involves a minor concussion or a questionable social media post, you'll regret later. But wait, there's more. Humans absolutely love feeling in control, even when, let's be honest, we're clearly not. You know what I'm talking about? Pressing the elevator button 50 times as if each extra jab makes it arrive faster. Or blowing on dice before rolling them, convinced your breath holds some magical power over chance. Science actually has a name for this adorable human quirk. It's called the illusion of control. It's the idea that our tiny, often irrelevant actions can somehow influence the vast, indifferent universe around us. Spoiler alert, they really can't. But it's incredibly endearing that we keep trying, isn't it? We crave that sense of agency, that feeling that we're steering the ship, even when we're just along for the ride. It's why we have lucky socks, preferred coffee mugs, and elaborate rituals before important events. We believe, even just a little, that our small gestures hold cosmic weight. And if individual stupidity isn't enough, just add friends. The only thing more dangerous than one incredibly stupid person is an entire group of them. Humans, bless our little hearts, evolved to fit in, to be part of the tribe, not necessarily to think critically in every situation. So if your friends are all hyping each other up to jump off a slightly too high wall, or attempt some questionable culinary experiment, your brain quickly whispers, maybe they know something I don't. Maybe this is actually a brilliant idea. Nope, they don't. They're just making gravity their new, rather painful hobby. Peer pressure isn't always about outright bullying. Sometimes it's just the subtle, almost subconscious urge to join the collective silliness, to avoid being the one who says, guys, this seems like a bad idea. It's the strength in numbers applied to poor decision-making. where one person's bad idea quickly becomes everyone's bad idea. Then we have confidence. Confidence is usually a fantastic trait, right? It helps us tackle challenges and pursue our dreams. But it quickly becomes a problem when it tips over into pure, unadulterated overconfidence. Psychologists even have a name for this phenomenon. It's called the Dunning-Kruger effect. Basically, it describes how people who know the least often think they know the most. The less actual knowledge or skill you possess, the more absolutely certain you feel about your own brilliance. That is why every group project you've ever been a part of inevitably has one person who insists they rewrite about everything, while literally holding the paper upside down. It's an ironic twist where ignorance breeds certainty, leading to some truly cringeworthy moments. We've all been there, either as the overconfident one or observing them with a mix of amusement and despair. Now, here's a wild thought. Sometimes our capacity for stupid things actually helped us survive. Believe it or not, taking calculated or sometimes wildly uncalculated risks led early humans to explore new territories, invent groundbreaking tools, and accidentally discover fire. Curiosity, which often leads to putting your hand where it definitely shouldn't be, is inherently risky. But that same drive for exploration, that willingness to try things even if they seem a little dumb, is precisely what built civilization as we know it. So yeah, we still do some pretty dumb things, but in a weird way, that's also how we grow and push boundaries. Except maybe licking frozen poles. That one's just Darwinian selection in action, plain and simple. Some lessons are just learned the hard way. Fast forward to today, and we've gracefully transitioned from physical stupidity to the glorious era of digital stupidity. Instead of literally jumping off cliffs, we're now metaphorically scrolling down cliffs of doom online. We're not just falling anymore. We're doom-scrolling through endless bad news, engaging in fiery arguments in comment sections with strangers, and honestly, sometimes believing flat Earth memes. It's like evolution gave us this incredible tool called Wi-Fi, and then just watched in exasperation, thinking, seriously? I gave you the internet for this? Our online actions, the things we share, the beliefs we adopt without question. They all reflect a new frontier of human silliness, amplified by the speed and reach of the digital age. But here's the really cool twist. The wisdom in all this apparent foolishness. The very first step to actually being smarter is understanding just how wonderfully, endearingly stupid we can be. Self-awareness, that moment you catch yourself doing something a little bit silly and you just chuckle. That is like an instant brain upgrade unlocked. So, the next time you mess up, or you make a questionable decision, or you just have a little oops moment, don't sweat it too much. Just smile. You're not being dumb. You're simply doing brain science in real time. You're part of the grand, hilarious experiment that is humanity. If you learned something new today, or at the very least had a good laugh at yourself and our collective human quirks, please go ahead and smash that like button before your dopamine runs out. And don't forget to subscribe to The Funny Fact for more awesome content that blends comedy with cool science. Because learning should always be fun, a little bit silly, and occasionally even, dare I say, brilliantly stupid. Thanks for watching.